Embracing God's grace in times of trouble. Oscar, the old guy life coach, and an ALS warrior. Sharing my life lessons while fighting amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Hey there, friends. It's truly a blessing to have you join me today as we delve into a topic that resonates deeply with each and every one of us, God's grace in times of trouble. Life, as we all know, isn't always a smooth sail. It's filled with ups and downs, challenges, and moments that seem insurmountable. But fear not, for today we are diving into the unending wellspring of God's grace that sustains us through every trial. When we find ourselves caught in the storms of life, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, lost, and even abandoned. But remember, dear friends, that God's grace is ever present, even in the darkest of times. It's like a gentle hand guiding us through the tempest, reminding us that we are never alone. In 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, we are reminded of God's words to the Apostle Paul, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." This verse teaches us that in our weakness, God's grace shines even brighter, providing us with strength beyond our own. The pages of the Bible are a treasure trove of stories where God's grace illuminated the lives of those facing seemingly insurmountable challenges. Consider the story of Joseph, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly, yet he never lost faith in God's plan. Through his adversity, he emerged stronger, eventually becoming a ruler in Egypt. Joseph's story exemplifies how God's grace can transform our trials into triumphs. Friends, when we talk about God's grace, it's not just about surviving the storm. It's about thriving in the midst of it. Think about the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. Their unyielding faith in God's protection allowed them to walk out unharmed, and the very fire that was meant to destroy them became a testimony of God's grace and power. Their story reminds us that even in the midst of the flames, God's grace is our shield. So, how do we tap into this incredible wellspring of grace during our troubled times? It starts with surrender. Surrendering our fears, doubts, and anxieties to God, and inviting His grace to work in us. It's not about having all the answers or being without weaknesses. It's about acknowledging our need for God and allowing His grace to fill those gaps. As we wrap up, let's remember that God's grace is the light that pierces through the darkness, the anchor that holds us steady amidst the storms. It's a reminder that trouble is not the end of the story, it's just a chapter. So, my friends, let's embrace God's grace with open hearts, knowing that in times of trouble, we are not defined by our circumstances, but by the unshakable love and grace of our Heavenly Father. ALS Awareness Information. Finding purpose through helping others. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurological disorder that affects motor neurons, leading to muscle weakness, paralysis, and ultimately, respiratory failure. It drastically alters the lives of those afflicted, challenging their physical abilities and independence. In the face of such adversity, finding purpose becomes crucial for ALS patients. By channeling their experiences and knowledge towards helping others, they not only contribute to the greater good but also discover renewed meaning in their lives. Actively engaging in advocacy, support groups, or initiatives to raise awareness about ALS fosters a sense of belonging and empowerment. Sharing their journey can offer hope and inspiration to newly diagnosed individuals and their families, while also driving research efforts for better treatments and a potential cure. By transforming their struggle into a force for positive change, ALS patients demonstrate the remarkable resilience of the human spirit and illuminate the profound impact of compassionate action. Thank you for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need a reminder of God's grace. Until next time, may God's grace and peace be with you always. Oscar, the old guy life coach, and an ALS warrior.